right, so let's get into who did extremely well today and maybe who needs a little bit of work. Tone's coming to you first. Who do you think really skyrocketed up the depth chart, as it were?
Tell you what, we talked about Gio enough. I think I got to give some flowers to Max Arfsten, man, because he has just grown into a Mauricio Pochettino guy. He's played the most. What did we have? He started the most games.
That's right, more than anybody else.
He didn't have a cap a year ago. I mean, right. he didn't have a cap, and now he's climbing his way into the U.S. men's national team World Cup roster. And I will say this: if we're going to start tomorrow, I want to see Anthony Robinson as the left back. But if Anthony Robinson for some reason is injured, and he doesn't want to use Timothy Weah there, I would feel perfectly fine having Max Arfsten playing as a wing back, different from playing in the back four like we saw him in the beginning. Yep. As a wing back, I would feel perfectly confident seeing him playing there.
Yeah, I agree with Gordo. The best way to say it, Arfsten, his stock is up, and
stock up.
His stock is up, and so yeah, I agree with you on that. And his assist to Gio Reyna really set the tone for us tonight in this game, and I thought he was very active and positive throughout. Chuck, any other? Gio Reyna's an obvious stock up.
Yeah.
Anybody else that you thought?
Yeah, I'd say they're probably in the same bucket tonight, but Dest and Tessman would be stock up for me. Remember, Dest is he's had a rocky road coming back from injury. It feels like whether it's with the national team, even PSV, playing on the right, playing on the left, showing up late, there's just a number of things. We hadn't really seen it with the national team. Tonight, he was active. He was getting on the ball. He was trying to create a little defensive slip up on the goal because he got caught sleeping. But ultimately, I thought he had a positive performance. And then Tessman, I think he's really grown into a guy you can depend on. You feel confident with him in the middle of the pitch. He's got like a commanding presence. I thought he was very good with his starting positions. Also, when he received the ball on the half turn, he could kind of go and use his momentum to get past the defender. So those are two players that I really like tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is going to be more of a positive conversation than a negative one. There's certain things that we know that Pochettino values. It's the details. It's your energy, especially in winning the ball back. And I thought the guys were very good in that. When I think about Brendan Aaronson, a name we haven't spoken about in Stock Up, I think he did enough tonight to be like, hey, we could trust you as a spot starter if we need. And if you come off the bench, which he did a lot in the Gold Cup, or was seen more of that in the Gold Cup, can you be a good guy off of the field and not have any attitude issues if you're not being trusted to start game in and game out? So I thought Brendan Aaronson's stock went up. It might not be like these big giant steps, but I think he should be part of the conversation. But yeah, ultimately, I liked Tessman's game. I love seeing Dest in a wingback position. I think he just looks more comfortable. It looks like he's enjoying himself more. Gio Reyna, obviously, that's a Captain Obvious pick. Arfsten was good. And there's something I really like, and maybe you'll push back on this with me, Chuck. But the fact that Balogun had only 15 touches in the game, but still didn't allow that to impact his performance as the game grew. You can get frustrated as a 9 if you're not getting a lot of service, and that affects your energy and your runs. And he goes on and scores the winning goal. I mean, that to still stay kind of connected to what's happening and still wanting to be dangerous and being hungry, I thought was really important. So it's maybe a little tiny detail, stock up, but I really love that we saw Balogun being trusted, having those extra minutes, because we thought he was going to get subbed out at the 60th minute. He stays on and then obviously makes the play that makes the difference. And so there's a lot of stock up that I like. And I don't know if you want to push back or if you agree with me.
No, I'm with you in terms of scoring a goal when the game isn't going your way. Because it's so easy to pick up a yellow card and commit stupid fouls. For him to finally make that run, and I talked about the Balogun-Reyna combination, that the way they look for each other, that it was something we should be on the lookout for throughout the game. And for whatever reason, we didn't see that connection until that goal, really. So ultimately, I'm pleased with Balogun getting the game winner, and also just knowing that the manager has faith in you, right?
Yeah.
But if a coach is keeping you on the field, even though things aren't going, it's because they know what you're capable of. So that's also a big positive.
Okay, one
Plus,
more
you
I
know-
wanted to add. No, go ahead, Tone. Sorry.
Sorry, with the Balogun thing, like a lot of it not being involved in the game, it's a two-way street, right? It's not just him. It's not as if he played poorly in the first half, was
Right.
missing shots, ball bouncing off his shin. It's they got to figure out how to get him involved in the game too. I love the fact I said at halftime that they stuck with him, right? And they said, okay, let's figure something out. Remember, first two balls, what happened in the second half? Into the channel, right? Little bit different, just to open up the game a little bit. And I love the fact when you don't I don't think we'll look at this and say this was Balogun's best game. But it's always nice when you don't have your best game and you find the ball in the back of the net.
100%.
Period, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and one player I wanted to add before I rudely interrupted you, Big Tones, was Miles Robinson. I thought he had a big opportunity tonight, and I thought he took it. His decisions of when to step into midfield or to be, higher up the field, which obviously is a risk if they play in behind, were excellent. He's playing in a position where he's got to be a leader, right? Usually Chris Richards has been in camp, so he's been playing off the right, and I thought Miles was good, and I thought his stock went up. So overall, I think most of the team could be in that conversation. Now, I know when we say stock up, stock down, it's very black or white, but I do want to leave some room for nuance and that middle ground. So let's go into this spot, Chuck. Who do you think didn't move the needle one way or the other? It was a fine performance, and so not going one way or the other. Yeah, you guys know what I'm saying.
I'd say Roldan didn't boost the stock, but he also didn't, take anything away from what he's already done.
Right.
I thought it was an average performance from Roldan.
Average to good.
Yeah. Aaronson, I think he showed some good moments, and you can tell he's playing with confidence. But then we're still asking the same questions, which is what happens after you break into the attacking third? It was never an issue if Brandon Aaronson could get on the ball and, make a good run or make a good turn. But when he's running at the back line, as they're kind of retreating, what comes from it? So I think we're still in that. I need a little bit more from you in some of those moments. So I would think he fits like the average. He didn't hurt his stock for sure.
Right.
I don't know if he boosted his stock, especially when you're comparing it to a Christian Pulisic, a Malik Tillman, a Gio Reyna. So the guys that he's competing with, he didn't boost the stock in terms of the guys that he's competing with.
Yeah, I'd say Tim Ream probably falls into that because we already know what Tim Ream's all about. Tones, anybody that's kind of Matt Freese probably
that's the one. Yeah, Matt Freese really nothing on the night. I was going to go Tim Ream like you said.
Yeah.
But the one thing as we're just kind of going through this, I feel like we talked about during the Nations League and also a little bit during the summer. We never went to a game and came out of it saying, okay, they lost or they won, whatever the results were, but we knew what they were trying to do. I feel like I know what Mauricio Pochettino and this group is trying to do. That doesn't mean you're going to win or you're going to lose. Now I can judge like apples to apples, right? They're playing with three in the back, and we've seen it now for 4.5 games, and I have things to compare it to. Like I have a feeling of what I think the team can look like now. In the beginning, I feel like we came out of every game and going, one game they're trying to do this, or we thought they were. Some games we didn't know what they were trying to do, or they didn't execute properly. Now we can make better judgments for me on execution out of what we think Mauricio Pochettino is trying to accomplish. And that's where you want to be, right? You want, okay, this is our style. This is what we want to be. Now we can judge you against yourself, basically, right? In the way you want to play.
Yeah. So that leads us to stock down. I think there's only one player we haven't mentioned yet. Joe Scally, and he seems like he's the consensus in the chat as well. And I think what hurt him actually is that when he went out, Freeman came in and looked better, right? So you have this kind of contrast and compare and contrast right off the get-go.
No, but it's more than that.
There was more than that.
The ball's at his feet and dribbling out of bounds. And
go ahead.
It's he's coming in with the right intentions. He's hot. He's excited. He's hyped. He wants to run and wants to show he can do everything Mauricio Pochettino wants. But it worked against him. He almost played like he was the right wing back as the right center back, and then you're really unbalancing the team. And I thought there wasn't anything that he did in particular in terms of building out of the back or, having a presence on the ball. I think he was conflicted in his role. And so ultimately he had a poor performance tonight.
Okay, so let's do this. Any changes? We only have a few more minutes left in the show. Any changes that we'd like to see against Uruguay? And Tones, I'm going to come to you first. In goal, let's go line by line. In goal,
No,
you go with Matt Freese. Stick with Matt Freese.
we know Pochettino doesn't like to change, so we've been really wrong on all of this for like a year. I guess the fitness of Reyna and like how much time he gets. Does he start again? Because he's not really playing, so that's a concern. Sergino Dest maybe a concern. So how about Freeman for Scally? I'll give you that one. Maybe from the start.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Trusty or McKenzie come in for Tim Ream, right? So I'd like to see one of those two guys get a run out. Roldan or Tessman, do you want to see them again, Chuck, or do you want to see somebody else pop in there and get a crack at it?
I'd want to see Tessman for sure. Maybe there's a swap there with Berhalter in for Roldan, but ultimately I think Tessman stays.
Yeah, okay. And then we have Arfsten and Dest. I think that I'm trying to think who else. You can see Tolkien, I suppose. I think that stays the same.
Does Pepi get a start?
Does Pepi get the start? I guess that's the big one, number 9.
Maybe not to burn
No,
Balogun,
you know why? No, but Balogun he got a red card for the league, so going back is not an issue.
Yeah.
He should start again.
Yeah. Pepi didn't take his chance. I don't know. I guess we didn't talk about him at the stock down. I mean, he had a chance he probably would normally bury. He didn't take it. I don't think his stock's down. I think he's pretty much where he's going to be. He's going to make the team. It's just a matter of how many minutes he gets and how impactful he can be. That's how I'm feeling about it at this particular moment. And so, okay, let's talk about our 10s then really quick. Gio Reyna get another start, and then is Brendan Aaronson next to him, or do you want to go Diego Luna right from the get-go?
I think those two guys start again. Gio, my gut is Gio doesn't go as long. Maybe he goes 45 minutes. Brendan Aaronson, I think, starts.
Okay.
But, they start. They just come out a little bit earlier.
And Chuck, in terms of tactics, Uruguay's probably not going to sit back like Paraguay, especially when we have the ball. What do you expect to see? I mean, that'll actually allow us to hit the channels a little bit more with Balogun and or Pepi, whoever starts. Haji, right?
Yeah, that's why Joe Scally really struggled. Because remember, if the team's under a lot of pressure, he's okay. Remember, he can hold his own as a defensive right back if he's just asked to defend. You're playing against an aggressive team. Right. He can win the ball, play it forward, and his job is done.
Right.
When a team drops off, whether he's playing a right back or a right center back, he has time on the ball. Him going forward you're not getting much. Even though he's made improvement, he was down here, so he's taking a step forward. You're not getting much. So against a team that's a little bit more aggressive going forward, I think that just really helps Dest. And if anything, it makes it a little bit more apparent that you want to start Alex Freeman as the right center back if you wanted somebody to go a little bit more forward, or Miles Robinson in that case. But I think that's going to create more space for us, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. And I wonder, because as I mentioned, we're missing 7 players we've counted on for many years now, with Weston McKinney, Christian Pulisic, Tim Weah, Tyler Adams. We got Malik Tillman that's out, Jedi Robinson. There's a significant amount of talent that we've been relying on for a long time. They're not here. So yes, beating Paraguay, I think, is impressive with this group. I'm excited about how we performed. But how much more impressed would you be if we took down Uruguay? Given who they're coached by, they're better than Paraguay.
I'm more about the performance than the result.
Okay. Well,
tonight was both.
Course. Coach Chuck.
No, but tonight was both. But if you told me they performed like they did tonight against Uruguay, then I'm saying, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get to March already. I'm hyped.
Yeah, just a little teaser. We'll have a proper preview of this game on Monday, but definitely wanted to have a teaser conversation with everybody. Tones, where are you? You be pretty impressed if we played well against Uruguay?
Yeah, I mean, we just understand. Understand what we want to do, right? Like, and try and accomplish the things, and don't look like we go in with a plan, and that's what we've been doing. So, Ivis will definitely put together a 4-4-2 for a lineup
let's
later.
get Ivis.
And then,
Ivis, what's the starting lineup, Ivis? Come on, let's go.
come on, Ivis.
Ivis, final thoughts of the show. You can take it away.
Definitely a 4-4-2-2. No, I'm just kidding. Same lineup with 2 changes. No Scally and no Bell.
No Balogun and
Who?
Scally.
Oh,
Wow.
Balogun, he said, second one?
Yeah. He's leaning towards Pepi and high
just wanna
energy
cheer
Ivis
Charlie.
over there. Yeah. Absolutely love it. Yeah, obviously it's going to be fun. And I just love the momentum that we're building and the positivity that continues to grow within this team. Not only for us as fans and pundits, but you can see it within the team themselves. There's just nice, positive energy that's flowing through everybody. And long may that continue, especially against a good Uruguay team on Tuesday.